Well, thank you for being with me today. This is
you.
Larkin Poe.
Hello.
And a great discovery here at Live in the Vineyard. So I want to start out with basics. Let's go easy here. Obviously sisters, and when did you start making music together? And then of course, when did, I don't remember his name, brother from a different mother join?
Yes.
I want the story.
The story. So we started playing music when we were probably, I was 3 and you were 4. Our parents were kind enough to put us into classical violin and piano lessons when we were little babies growing up.
They suffered through the scratchy violins.
That is brave of parents.
Very brave.
Very brave.
And so from there we kind of just kept evolving, and much to their kind of, I think, worry, became musicians. Probably when I was about 15, we started going to bluegrass festivals, Americana festivals, and I got involved in that scene a bit more, kind of left classical behind, and picked up instruments. She picked up slide guitar, I picked up mandolin and acoustic. Oh yeah, not many girls play slide guitar. It's awesome.
I think that's the first time I saw it.
Oh yeah, and she's an exceptional player, and I'm not saying that just because I'm biased. That's her sister. She really is. And so we got into bluegrass as early teens, and developed into Larkin Poe when we were in our early 20s, after having toured for about 5 or 6 years as an incarnation of the group called the Level Sisters. So it was me and Megan, and then we have an eldest sister, Jessica.
Okay.
And so that was the Level Sisters, and we did a lot of cool stuff, like played the Grand Ole Opry a lot of times, played Bonnaroo.
Wow, that is cool.
NPR as a Prairie Home Companion, and won like teen talent competitions and stuff. And so that kind of launched us into being professionals at 15 and 16.
Then our older sister left the band. She just wanted to move on to do other things.
Sure.
And so we were deciding, do we want to continue doing this? And we were like, well, it's kind of our life's passion, so of course.
Of course.
That's when we became Larkin Poe, and the rest is history. We've just been doing a lot of touring.
Yeah.
And met Robbie soon after that.
Yeah.
So he's been touring with us for probably, 2 years?
2 years now. Yeah, we've been independent, I guess, since we started being a group. And we had the offer to be signed by a big country label when we were, I guess, 16, 17 years old. But we turned that down because we're very hard-headed. Like we have very, very strong creative ideas.
You wanted the creative
even
control.
At that age, yes, we were like, no, we gotta write our own songs. We're not gonna conform to a mold. Even though it seemed like a really good idea at the time, it's like, no, our hearts don't feel right about this.
You gotta follow your gut.
So yeah, so we've been based out of Atlanta and keeping busy.
That's cool. That's really cool. So, good background. Then how did you find RH Music, or did they find you? What's the connection there?
They found us. We were introduced through some mutual friends in the industry. And so they came knocking on our door, and like all the women in our family have lusted after all the RH stuff, restoration hardware, furniture for years.
Beautiful.
Never
so of course
afforded
they were like, do it, please do it.
Please do it. Do it. But we were really hesitant. It took probably 7 or 8 months for us to finally tie the knot, as it were.
Yeah.
But it's been a really great thing. Like, I think the creative partnership, it's a very strong team. Their buzzword is authenticity, and so for us it's like they've been very hands-off creatively, and just say, hey, do what you do, that's what works. You've been doing it independently and sustainably for the past 6 years, and that's what's compelling about you guys, is you're very unique Eunice. So keep doing that. And so for us, at a certain point, like in the courtship, we're like, well, we can't say no to this anymore. It's awesome.
They gave you the creative liberty.
Yes.
And the backing.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got our first album coming out with RH.
Yes.
Tell me what you can. Dates, names of the album.
So
creative process.
We're going to be touring in Europe. Beginning in June, we're playing at Glastonbury.
Very excited about that.
So we're kicking off
kidding.
in Europe that way, and we're going to release the record internationally first.
Okay, smart.
And so then we're going to be releasing the record later this summer here in the U.S.
Okay.
But the producer is actually Chris Seafried, and he's worked a lot with Grits and the Tantrums. We saw them last night, which was so cool to see another band that he's worked with. We did it in LA, which for us wasn't ideal since we're Atlantans. We really wanted to have it be in Atlanta. It was important to us.
Our music is very southern, has deep southern roots.
Swampadelic.
But we figured, how often do you have the chance to try out the whole LA thing?
Get out of your comfort zone.
We lived there for a month and a half, and it was really cool.
You got the experience now.
And we literally just finished and just left. Like last week we were still in LA working on mixes, and so now we're just here but working on mixes remotely. So we're in the final phase, and it's very surreal for us.
Yeah.
Because we've done independent projects, like little short EPs and stuff, in our basement,
Right.
So this is the first time we ever actually gone into a studio and had a creative, the producer there being like, hey, let's change this, let's tweak that, and we're just digging in our heels. But it's been a great process. I really feel proud of this project. Feeling good about it.
That's good. So is there a lead single you guys are hoping to release? Is there a radio tour plan?
There's not a radio tour plan yet. It's in the works.
Very good.
Everything's being established, but there's a track called Don't. And it's going to probably end up being
It's a female empowerment song.
I like it.
lots of slam guitar.
Oh, we'll take it.
etc.
We need those.
All right.
I like it. And then just a couple more quick questions. Obviously, most bands, I know this for a fact, do not like to be cornered or like boxed into a genre. So describe for me, if you will, your sound.
This is interesting because we have struggled with finding what genre we belong to.
Yeah.
And so we would always go around telling people, 6 or 7 genres that we kind of could fit into. We finally were like, that's just too wordy, too verbose. And so we came up with our own word for it. It's called Swampadelic.
Swampadelic Americana soul.
I like it.
Yeah.
It fits. It really fits.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. So is this your first time in Napa?
The first time ever playing in Napa.
Playing
We've
here.
come through family vacations.
Okay.
And the parents love the wine tours.
So you're familiar with the area.
It's gorgeous. We feel very lucky to be here. I mean, the weather is kind of ideal. It's beautiful.
Perfect. Yeah. And then, in general, what has your Live in the Vineyard experience been like right now? Like, who are you looking forward to seeing, and how was the performance? I can tell you from my point of view, was beyond out of this world. It was great. You guys did great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I have to say, like, our I can't speak for you, but for me, I really wanted to see Alan Stone because I saw him a couple months ago. I saw him when he played in Atlanta, and since then, like, his stage show has changed so dramatically. So he was kind of like the guy I wanted to see. I got a little bit of a man crush on Alan Stone. Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
We like those admissions.
Yeah.
That's good.
But yeah, it was
good
incredible.
One to have a crush on. Yeah.
Oh God.
Alan's,
Yeah, he's out. Yeah.
So that was probably my highlight.
That was
And I
your
already
highlight.
hit that, and I'm just like, cloud 9!
Relaxing now. Yep. I
Fits in the
understand that.
tantrums we were looking forward to.
Wasn't that great last night?
It was super cool.
Yeah. One
And
of my
mostly just
highlights,
the
too.
food. I mean, because we're Southern, so for us, like, eating is kind of
Part of the experience.
1/10 of your day. Like, it's a biggie for us.
It
so.
is.
Good food, good music. What more can you really ask for?
Yeah, I agree. Well, thank you for contributing to the
Thank
good
you.
music. You guys were a very welcome surprise yesterday.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for taking time to chat with me.
course.
Appreciate it.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Alrighty. I think we're good.